it was more. It was around 76,000.
Okay, it was $76,000. Okay, I'm taking a moment to grasp that in.
That's like just a moment of silence,
Yeah.
you know.
Welcome to Bani Abroad, and yes, you can see we have a guest here, Tuisha. You all were asking me about the marketing scope in Canada, and I thought that why not have someone who has done that program? So, welcome Tuisha, and let's have her introduction.
Thanks for having me, Bani. Okay, you guys know my name. I'm Trisha. I'm originally from New Delhi, India, and I did my undergrad from the States, and I completed my degree in marketing, sales, and social media. And straight after that, I moved to Schulich for my Masters of Marketing, and now I'm back in my home country working in the jewelry business as a marketing and sales associate.
Thank you so much, Tuisha, for the lovely opening. Now, I'll tell you what we all will cover in this video. So, we'll start with the admission requirements and then we'll go on to the course curriculum and the class demographics. And later on, the very demanded question, which is the job scope of marketing in Canada. So, let's get started. So, Tuisha, beginning with the first question. So, would you like to tell about the admission requirements? How tough is it to get into Schulich? Because Schulich is the top B school in Canada. So, what about the Master of Marketing course and what are the admission requirements? Like the minimum and is GMAT required or not?
So, you require a minimum of a B plus, I believe, of
Which
the
is
GPA.
75%.
That's your average for the last 2 academic years, like 2 full university years. GMAT wasn't required for the MMKG, so that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Then we had 2 written, 2 video, and 1 timed written.
Okay. That was the same for us as well, for Master of Management. How about IELTS?
So I did not have to take the IELTS or the TOEFL. So if you've studied from an English institution,
right?
So I studied from the US, my undergrad, so I didn't really have to take the IELTS, but I know a couple of my friends had to take the IELTS.
I think eventually, because if they are applying from India, they need to show it for the study permit. So one tip for all of you, if you do not have time, you can skip the IELTS and then you can later give it for the study permit application. That will be fine. Now moving on to the class. People are interested in knowing that was it a lot of Indians in your class or was it that there was a mix of different nationalities? So how was it?
My group was so mixed. And honestly, that was, I feel like, the best part about being in MMKG, that we're from so many different backgrounds. Like, there were people from India, from Egypt, from Mexican background, and like locals. It was a lot of fun being in such a mixed up group. But I feel like one drawback was that there were only 5 to 6 guys. And rest of us were like women. So the gender ratio was like really off. I would have loved if it was like a mixed up cohort. But again, we can't really predict that. It just depends on what applications came in and who they kind of selected.
Yeah, so thank you for telling all of this in so much detail. And I would like to know what was the age average and how many people were there in one cohort. So cohort in Canada is basically the section that we have in India.
Yeah, so we guys were just, MMPG is a relatively new program. So we were the second section.
Okay.
So we were around 51 students, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
And we had one cohort. We weren't divided into 2 of them. Okay. This year, we have 2 of them. But it was just one section. Everyone took the classes together. And the age group was pretty much between, say, 24 till 27, 28. Okay. That was probably the major chunk. I was one of the younger people there because I immediately went after my undergrad. I was 22 when I started the MMKG program, so I was the baby of the class. But yeah, that was pretty much it. A lot of people came with 1 or 2 years work ex, or had a little more work ex. Some people were from a different background, be it engineering, journalism, literature.
And now we'll just head on to the job section. But before that, I would like to ask you about the co-op. So I know it's just a 1 year degree, and I'm assuming that there wouldn't be any co-op, but did you have any consulting project that you did for some client along with your other subjects in any term?
We don't have a co-op since it was just 1 year, as you said, but we do have a marketing like field study project, which was based out of like 2 semesters long.
Oh,
So we
okay.
all would divide into like teams, and we were connected with like our clients, and whatever their goal and our task was, we had to complete it over 2 semesters. So the first semester was basically on paper and like presentations, like what would you do to actually achieve this goal, and what would your strategy be. And the second semester was about the implementation and actually executing our strategy for them.
One thing about Schulich is that even if the degree is 1 year, there's no co-op, of course, but then they have this live consulting project, and you'll have a startup in or around Toronto, and you will directly be contacting the CEO or the senior management, and you will analyze a business problem and solve it for them. So that's real hands-on experience, so that's good. One thing I think that everyone will be curious to know the reason of you moving from the US to Canada. So was there any particular reason?
Yeah, so PR.
The short, crisp answer. I love it.
I'm not even gonna like say anything else, you know. Like
Right.
it's now you'd say that, oh, but you're in India, you know. Like, well, I did not imagine a pandemic in
Yeah.
my degree. I
Right.
did not account for a pandemic, so I like unfortunately like I had to be back due to some other issues. So, but yeah, short and sweet PR. Like it's just easier to get PR in Canada and like actually make a good life, settle
Right.
there. So yeah, I decided to come to Canada, and I was like researching. So Schulich, of course, was like the creme of the creme, and like a really nice business school, and they had a good master of marketing program. So yeah, one thing I just remember that I would love to like share with your audience is that if you're from a marketing background like me, so I did like 4 years undergrad in marketing, you might not get as much value from the Master of Marketing program because it might be a little more repetitive.
Yeah.
It was good in terms of like learning other like softwares, getting to know professors, networking with other students, moving to a different country. So the entire experience, like the holistic experience, was good. But as from a program point of view, like the academic rigor point of view, I think if you already have like a proper background in marketing, you wouldn't get as much value out of it as much as if you were from other background, you were completely shifting or like transitioning to something new.
Now, Tuasha, let's answer the most awaited question about the job scope in Canada.
For the jobs in Canada are concerned, there are so many, like I would say, rotational programs and like management leadership programs that new grads can apply to, which are like really nice if you wanna understand where you kind of fit in because you keep rotating, like you go into finance, marketing, sales, HR, and whatever roles the company offers. So that's a good opportunity for like new grads like us. Or else after the MMKG, honestly, one person can go into like any field. People think that marketing is like just narrow. Yeah, we'll just be doing advertising. We'll be sitting there at a desk and just putting up ads. Whatever you see on the TV, whatever you see on the radio, whatever you see online, that's a marketer's job. But that's like not true at all. There are a lot of roles that you guys can get into, be it in advertising, PR, client relations, sales, analytics. There's like tremendous options. Or like brand management is like probably the most sought after thing.
Right. There are so many domains in marketing as well, like digital marketing, copywriting. So is there any one domain which is at a huge demand in Canada?
I would definitely say digital marketing right now. Like it's everywhere. Like everywhere. Just starting. I mean, I wouldn't even say starting the pandemic. Like even before that, it was like booming. But as soon as the pandemic hit, it's like everyone wants a digital marketing person. Like someone who knows Google SEO, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, or the analytics side. Someone who can like analyze what's going on in the business. Like knows the Excel sheets, knows Google Analytics.
Yeah, got it. About the salary now, and I know that your program is comparatively new and there wouldn't be much data available that how many percentage of students did get higher last year and what was the salary average. But just an insight to the audience. So, like, what were the roles that the people that you know, what were the companies that they got placed into, and like, what's the range of the salary?
I know the bandwidth would be somewhere between 35 to $50,000 annually.
For the new grads, right? Or is it for the experienced as well?
I would say everyone's considered a new grad once you like
Yeah.
get out of the master's program, unless you have like a lot of experience, like 3 years worth of experience,
Right.
then you can get a junior associate role.
Mhm.
But everyone would still be like the initial like associate level
Okay.
roles. The people I know, they've mostly gone into like CPG firms,
Mm-hmm.
PNGs of the world.
Yeah. One question that a lot of people do ask is that you are starting at Schulich. I think your degree was also 54K, right?
Right. It was it was more. It was around 76,000.
Okay, it was $76,000. Okay, I'm taking a moment to grasp that in.
That's like just a moment of silence,
Yeah.
you know.
About the ROI and the ROI compared to the colleges. So suppose someone has done their bachelor's in India or in fact any country. Now there are viewers from other countries, so thank you. If they choose that they want to save on their money and they don't want to spend, or they are not in a condition to spend this much money, then what would it be the difference if a person is studying at Schulich and doing the Master of Marketing versus if a person comes to a college, does a PG diploma, either in a specialization like digital marketing or generic? Is there a lot of difference in the initial years?
Okay, that's a good question. Personally, if you ask me, what a university would give you is that holistic experience where, the professors, are very learned, are
Right.
from the industry. But it's just that I feel like if you know what you really want to do, for example, if you want to get into like digital marketing, like we spoke about, then I feel like a specialized diploma would be ideal. That wouldn't even be a burden on like your financial
Right.
status. But a university is definitely more of a holistic experience
Yeah.
because you get to talk to like other cohorts, other people who are like doing maybe not the same thing but like overlapping things.
Yeah.
Get to in like case competitions in different clubs and organizations. So yeah, it just depends on kind of where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I would say definitely a university if you want everything in one. If you don't have like that specific niche you want to focus on, then I would say university because you can take a lot of like extra classes
Right.
to learn other things, or like electives you can choose to learn multiple other things.
And I think in today's world, because it's all digital and you can have your own personal portfolio, you can have a website. So if you are going to a college that doesn't limit your growth, that doesn't make you any less than a university graduate, I would say that you can take that as a challenge and show that, okay, I am as talented as these people are, or I'm more talented than them, and you can have your own side projects, you can freelance, and then you can have a portfolio so that it's easier for the employer to see your work, and then they can see that, okay, this person already knows this much and they have a huge learning curve, so we might hire them. If you can't afford it, or if you believe that it's not worth your money and time, that's okay. It's perfectly okay to go for a college diploma. So thank you, Krisha, for answering all the questions. And I hope that this would help a lot of students who want to pursue marketing. So if you like this and if you like my channel, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button and also like this video and press that bell icon.